I am joined by Cynthia.
Hey, how's it going?
Plenty of maniacs are going to be very happy.
Fuck
Very
yeah,
happy.
dude. Oh, I'm happy as well. I'm happy.
Good.
I love my
Good.
maniacs. They're great.
What are you still interacting with a lot of them, or?
Not as much. So my Instagram got deactivated. I don't know by who. I don't know why. I didn't, nothing I could think of, but it got deactivated. So I lost touch with a lot of them. I'm hoping that,
Uh,
you and I talking today, maybe I can get back in touch with some of them. I miss a lot of them.
I'm actually surprised that they haven't found you because they're very good at finding people.
Yeah, some of them have. But if you look
Okay.
at my Instagram, it's got like, I don't know, maybe 500 or 800 people following me. It's not nearly as much as it was when I was on my other one.
What was some of the
So,
most interesting conversations you would have with some of the maniacs?
oh
I
my
could only
God.
imagine.
Well, they're great. And at first they tried to troll me. They tried to dox me. They tried to shit on me and I thought it was fun, because I can do it. I could do it back.
Mm.
So we had
Mm.
a good time. And what I found really surprising about a lot of the guys is they would start DMing me and kind of asking me for advice, which I thought was really kind of touching and kind of sweet. I feel like people don't, take men's feelings into account very much.
Mm.
So it was kind of an honor for them to reach out to me. And some of the shit they asked me was pretty crazy. But
Pictures of your feet.
yeah, honestly, I don't think I've been asked for pictures of my feet once. Not
Mm.
once. But I've been asked for a lot of other things, like
Yeah,
baby
I can
bird.
imagine. Oh.
Lots of baby bird. Uh-huh. Lots of mommy talk, you
Oh
know,
boy.
which I'm a great mommy. I have no problem being a mommy. You're all my
Yeah.
children.
There you go. You should your page is public, right? It's not private.
Yeah. No, it's
Yeah.
public for sure. I got
Have you
nothing
ever
to hide.
have you ever thought about like doing like lives? Because a lot of them, once they know like or find your profile, a lot of them would come back into it. I don't know if you want that kind of barrage of guys like, whoa, baby, whoa, doing all that stuff.
I'm just, I guess after the last few years, I'm just kind of tired. I've kind of taken a break from being on social media, from recording, getting set up tonight. I haven't pulled out my setup in so long that I was like, oh shit, I got a new phone. It doesn't fit in the fucking holder. I'm like trying to duct tape it in. I'm like, son of a bitch. It's been so long since I've really engaged online. Um, but the maniacs can get me out of bed for sure.
There you go. See, that's the fighting spirit. See, if I can get Cynthia on, then I can get. I'm trying to get other people involved as well, but it's just like people got lives. People don't want to be online. I had this one maniac who does. Do you know who John Bravo is?
Yes. Yeah.
Right. So
Oh yeah.
he does a great John Bravo impression, and I want him on, because he does such a great. But it's like it's politics, bro. He does. It's all right.
Yeah. Yeah. Because he
Yeah.
used to post a lot, right? He was online a lot. I
Who
feel
John
like,
Bravo?
right? Am I crazy? Was that?
Yeah, no, he still has his channel and he makes his videos and stuff like that. The maniac I'm talking about, I know, like I interact with him and I'm trying to stir him to like come on. Like it's not even just him. It's like people like Chuck E. Cheese Ranch and
Mm-hmm.
like Transform X.
Transform
Well,
X, sure.
Transform X, I know he'll never come on. That's just he's very hardcore about not wanting anybody to know who he is. But like
Yeah,
Chuck E.
he's a
Cheese Ranch,
faceless.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, like Chuck E. Cheese Ranch and Omegatron and other people and I think at some point I think oh you got to be a freak. I talked to
Mm-hmm.
him.
Yeah, he's
I've known him
awesome.
for years. He's a great guy. He's out. I won't say where he's at, but I asked him. I said, "Do you want to jump on?" I think it's an homage to Lenny. Like
Of
you should
course.
you should come on and just talk. Like it's been so many years, and he's like, "I don't have a webcam." He's like, "I'm old school. I don't have a webcam." I'm like, "I'll ship you one. I have fucking like three of them in my closet."
100%. A hundred
Yeah.
percent. You just reminded me. Um, there's a couple of the maniacs that I talk to regularly. They're always
Mm.
very protective of me. They're very like,
Mm.
for a little while, I was considering doing like femdom on OnlyFans where I just like insult
Nice.
people. And they were like, They were like, don't do it. Don't do it. They're going to find you and they're going to post you everywhere and da 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 da. And that's not the reason I didn't do it. And fucking
Mm.
this light. I'm so
Yeah,
sorry
you're
about
good.
this light.
Actually, the aura of like the what is that like orange red is a lot better.
Okay. Word. Good.
Yeah.
But, they get very like, I don't know, kind of like, I feel like I'm, I'm theirs in a way. Like they don't want to share me. Like that's kind of the vibe I get when we have like a personal where we text and we not text where we DM and go back and forth and talk and
Right.
whatever. Um, God, I
Who are
haven't.
some of your return? I guess you're like your notorious people that you speak to. If you want to out some of
Uh,
them right now.
well, I mean, I talk to Lenny occasionally. I would talk to Lenny here and there. He was
Yeah.
awesome, and he would DM me, and I would talk to him. I'm trying to think. This is so fucked up, but I'm drawing a blank on my favorite dude.
Any
I'm
any
drawing a
of them?
blank on names.
Any
I
of
should have
them
written a
called
list.
Hamburg? Any of them called Hamburg?
I miss Hamburg. I haven't talked to him in a long fucking time. He was awesome. Yeah, he was
He would
fucking
tell
awesome.
you he would tell you you're a good guy.
Yeah, totally. A great guy.
You're a great guy. I know Cynthia. She's a great guy.
I haven't talked to him in a really long time.
Yeah, he's doing
Yeah.
all right. He's over in Sweden. He's got grandkids. I talk to him
hmm
all the time.
I,
I'm not I'm not blowing smoke up his ass, but like in this universe, I've met a lot of good people. Hamburg is one of them. I got to know his family and stuff like that. And, so
no, he
it's
was really cool. We talked about, eventually meeting when he would come down to Florida if he ever made it over here, but it just never happened, unfortunately. But yeah, he was cool. He was cool.
when
He's
was
very
the
supportive.
when was the last time you talked to Lenny before he passed?
It's probably been, I don't know, I'd probably say maybe May of last year. He messaged me, and
Yeah,
he was always just like complimenting, like the stuff I would post, all the crazy shit that I post, all my clowning. I don't know if you've seen that, but
yeah,
I work with a circus, and I get like knives thrown at me, which is a lot of
sweet.
fun. Yeah, it's really cool. So he'd always like hit me up and tell me how cool he thought it was, and
He
that I'm a
probably would want you
goddess.
to throw knives at him and stuff like that. Like, I want you to throw knives at me, goddess.
I feel like me and Lenny were very similar in a lot of ways. Both very close to our mothers, both very
Right.
messy, both health conscious, even though, like all the homeopathy and the herbalism and like all these supplements and things like that. I'm very into that. That's something we've talked about before.
Mm,
Um, but I didn't realize how close he was to his mother until
yeah.
she passed. And I
You
lost
know
my
what?
mom.
Oh, you did lose your. I'm sorry to hear
I
that. When did you
did. I
lose your
lost
mom?
her 2020, which is like part of the reason that
Yeah.
I feel like I haven't been on as much. I haven't been as involved. I was grieving, just dealing with that loss. It really fucks you up. It really fucks you up.
It was your mom like? Did you still have your dad, or is it just was it just your
Oh,
mom?
my dad. My dad passed a long time ago. It was just me and my
Uh,
mom. That was my
oh
girl. That was my
wow, that's
best
even
friend.
harder.
She was super supportive. She knew about you guys too. She loved it. She
Nice.
thought she thought this was so cool. She thought you guys were so much fun. I would show her the posts and the comments, and she would go, "Oh my God, my wild child," and
That's
that,
awesome.
"Oh, you're having fun." Yeah, 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 yeah. She was real supportive. She was real cool. She was
So where did
shy.
your
She's like, I could
where, where,
never.
where did your mindset go when she passed? I mean, it's probably a stupid question, but I ask people when they lose because I've lost family members myself. So I always ask, like, where were you then and where are you at now, mentally wise?
I, f- I feel like a different person. I feel like I went through a big transformation. When she first died, I think I was in shock, and you kind of feel like it's not real yet. And we lived together, and COVID had just started. So I was
Hmm.
so busy trying to keep shit in order. I have a roommate I take care of. I brought him to the podcast, to the Misfits podcast, and I remember they called
Mm.
him Silent Bob because that's how he looks and that's how he carries himself. He really doesn't speak unless you speak to him. He's a
Mm.
little, he's built different. But if it wasn't for him, I don't know if I'd be here, honestly. He was so helpful. Like he took care of the animals, he took care of the house, so I could just kind of process.
Yeah.
And I remember when it first happened, I went, I'm a kava person. I go to the kava bar, Kava Sutra all day.
Right.
And I was there from pretty much open to close, just you know, staying distracted and being around people that are like family to me and that I've known for a long time. They're my they're my misfits, you know. It's a bunch of weirdos at the
Nice.
Cabo Bar. So at least I had them. And yeah, it was you're in survival mode. And survival mode's a crazy place. Because if I could feed myself, shower, and sleep and wake up in the morning, that was like I was killing it. Like that was the best I could do,
Mm,
you know? But you got to allow yourself to have that. I feel
hmm
like I wasn't beating myself up for it. My biggest fear in life was losing my mother. My mother was everything to me. So I was very lucky to have her. Very, very lucky.
Yeah, I mean,
And I,
I think not knowing your mom, I think the best advice anybody could give is to focus on like all the positive and like what that connection and what that person did for you throughout your life. And you know, I'm not a religious person, never have been. Everybody knows that,
mhm.
but I think I'm hoping that there's something, you know, not just dirt and darkness, but I'm hoping that there's something I can take harp lessons when I get up there or wherever I go. A lot of people think I'm going down below, but whatever the case may be, you know, I'm hoping that there's something after all this shit.
Yeah, you know what's interesting? I remember hearing a study once that people who had near-death experiences, like Christians saw heaven, Buddhists saw nirvana, and atheists saw nothing
Mm-hmm.
in those near-death experiences. So I've always been a big believer in believing. Just be careful what you
Mm-hmm.
believe in. But I think you should believe in something, you know? And energy can't be created or destroyed, so something has to happen, right? Like we're
Yeah,
energy.
like over the past couple of years, I've taken a deep dive into like a lot of people are gonna probably knock me on this, but a lot of like these ghost shows that are online and whatever, like
Oh,
you start watching a lot of them, and like Ghost Adventures is one that I watch, and it that what you just said is something that Zach Bagans has said that energy can't be destroyed; it like lives on and in some form of
yeah.
matter or way, and that's probably what lingers around. And again, I want to hope that actually is the truth, like that when you die, whatever the case may be, that your energy or whatever is inside of you lives on somewhere.
Hmm. Yeah.
That like
Yeah,
hope.
or exactly, or comes back, or so I always found it really interesting, like the phrase enlightenment, right? Like
Hmm
we're trying to achieve a state where I feel like as human beings, we are vibrating at a frequency that is human. And that's why we're
hmm
in these lives and that's why we're in these bodies. And um, I think that, you know, you watch these monks and all these like super spiritual leaders and people who practice meditation all day, trying to achieve this level of like nirvana. I'd like to think that when you've um, reached that level of like that vibration, your frequency is so high, when you die, you get to become like one with the universe again. And everything
hmm
is just bliss and love and like just the purest form of energy. Because light is, you know, if not the fastest moving, I'm not sure. Like that's one of the highest vibrations you can
Right.
that we can even see or like
Or as Lenny would say, you would
register,
go into
right?
subspace.
Subspace. Very familiar with subspace. You know, I've worked as an amateur dominatrix on and off throughout the years, and
Sweet.
it was, yeah, it's cool. It's cool. Talk about subspace, dude.
Yeah.
Um,
I think Lenny's subspace was different from everybody else's subspace, but you know, he's not here to go into details, but I'm just like I'm just fucking imagining his subspace, my subspace. Probably two different things. His is
oh
like
yeah, I think it's
fecal
very
matter and
personal.
baby birding and stuff like that.
And what's yours? Like a nice butt massage? Like a
Probably, you know what? My subspace is probably just me just being left alone in like the Georgia mountains. That's my subspace.
fuck yeah.
That's what I did for
Yeah, I love the
Thanksgiving.
mountains.
I
I
was in the
fucking love the
Georgia
mountains.
mountains.
Oh, that's awesome. By yourself? Just chilling?
Yeah, just up there chilling, getting away.
That's awesome. I love the mountains. Speaking of subs, right? I have a sub, who I'm kind of like interviewing. Like I haven't decided whether or not I want to take him on as a client. At one
Mhm.
point, like a year ago, I had three. clients, right? And I don't know how much you know about BDSM or like
Oh,
dominatrix
I'm aware
work,
of it.
but okay, cool. So it's very like, you're lucky I'm here, you're breathing my air, don't touch me, don't even think about it,
Hmm.
don't look at me, don't come in front of me. You're disgusting. And I
Like
kind of
safe
like
words
that
and
because
stuff like
it's
that, right?
all that shit. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So I'd like to tell you about these clients and why I ended up taking a break from it, if that's,
I would love
cool
to
with
hear
you.
this, Cynthia.
So, first of all, my mother read 50 Shades of Grey when it came out, and she was like the sweetest old, like, if you could picture Mrs. Claus, that was my mother. Like, cute, kind of chubby, rosy cheeks. She was from Finland, blonde hair, big sweaters, like homemaker, good cook, just mom energy all the time. And she read 50 Shades of Grey, and she would go, I could see you in there smacking these guys around. She goes, I could never do it. I was too shy, but I think you would be good at it. And I was like, you know what, Mom, you're right. Like, we never talked about it, but I did pursue it eventually. Um, so my first real sub, or like practice sub, I guess I should say,
Hmm.
was this younger guy I met. And we had this conversation about psychology. And he was weird. Like, he came into the Kava bar, not the one I hang out at, but the one I used to work at I think right before I met, like, really got to know Jason and all you guys.
Right.
Uh, and my boss had just passed away, which was crazy. I worked for this artist for 6 years. Right before I started hanging out with Jason, my mentor basically had died. I walked into the house, found her on the bed. It was a whole fucking thing. And I was like the executor of her will. I was in charge of all this artwork. It was a fucking nightmare, right? So coming out of that, I started working at this kava bar. This little kid comes in and he gives me this weird, awkward wave. And by little, I mean he was short, right?
Mm.
And they go, "Oh, that's Alien. He's super fucking weird." And I was like, "Oh, I want to talk to him then." I was like, "It sounds like somebody I need to talk to." So we sit down, we start talking about psychology, and he wrote this like paper on psychology. And we hung out a couple times. I thought he was sweet. And I remember he asked me one day, he's like, "I have this thing. Like, is it weird that I kind of have like a mommy fetish?" And I was like, "No, and I mean, nothing's weird, right? Nothing's weird. But is it your mom or is it like mommy's, right? Because that changes things a little bit. Because no, ew,
Mm.
not my mom." I was like, okay, so it's definitely like in the realm of just like a normal fetish, right? A normal
Mm.
kink. So I told him I could take him to a fetish party and kind of introduce him to some people. And we hung out probably 2 or 3 times before a mutual friend goes, "Oh, he's 18, right?" And I was like, 18? He told me he was 23. I mean, he had a full beard, hairy back, like he looked older. Um,
He's just
so I was,
Italian
yo,
genetics.
yeah, yeah, absolutely. Italian Canadian, like such a vibe.
Mm.
But weird little fucking kid. And I was like, "You fucking lied to me." He was like, "What are you talking about?" He's like, "What are you talking about, mommy?" And I was like, "You fucking lied to me." I was like, I looked him up and I found his voter's registration. So I was like, "You have a sister named Rose and you live in this neighborhood on this street?" And he was like, "How the fuck do you know that?" And I was like, "Because you lied to me. You're 18 years old." And like kind of recently 18. And he goes,
Mm.
like maybe 3 months, right? Just graduated high school. I was younger at the time, but God. Anyways, so I can't deal with people that young anymore.
Yeah, no, I hear
But
you.
he goes, "If I told you the truth, would you be here?" And I said no. And he goes, "Well, then it worked." And I thought to myself, I was like, "You know what, kid, I like you. I
He's
wasn't
like,
gonna."
I've been bamboozled.
Yeah, seriously, dude, heckin' bamboozled.
Yeah.
And that was so gay. So I took him to a couple fetish parties. I worked through some stuff with him. We did some scenes. Um, But the most rewarding thing about working with him, he was in a house with his dad and his mom. His dad was super fucking abusive. Like,
Mm.
slam your head into the dining room table while you're eating abusive because he's having a bad day. Just like really fucked up stories that I was hearing. So in us working together, he had a scooter. His scooter got stolen, right? So we did a fundraiser. He got a second job. He saved some money. He bought himself a car. He moved out of his parents' house. He was working as like a sous chef, learning how to be, learning a trade, and he was working on his art, and he like got better as a person. Like he achieved greater and greater things, and he thanked me for like his support and kind of giving him a place to work out some of those feelings and some of those issues. And that to me is like the really rewarding thing, because in society I feel like women are sexually repressed, right? We're not supposed to be like sexual and like overtly
Mm,
so. There's something like looked down on, when women are embodying their sexuality. Men are emotionally oppressed in society.
mm,
Nobody wants to hear a man crying, sad, going through some shit, having problems. It's always pull yourself together, stiff upper lip, pull yourself up by your bootstraps, stop acting like a bitch, and all these like feminizing words. So I feel like the gateway for men to feel comfortable sharing their emotional shit is sex and sexuality. So
mm.
when you're in a dominatrix situation, they're like the sexy part is the formality. And then after that, after they feel like they've at least done that, because that makes them, feel like men, they're allowed to like open up and have these conversations that they probably don't feel comfortable having anywhere else.
What do you
So
think that all comes from? Like men being like that and women? Do you think it's like society or like just social media? Like, what do you think that all
re-
stems from?
it's way older than that. It's religion, right?
Yeah, you
It's
think so?
religious oppression. Absolutely. Absolutely. Because that's the way that they've always controlled the masses.
Mm,
Like I'm a spiritual person. I believe in all theology. I believe in all paths to God.
mm,
Um, but when you read the text versus how you've seen it used on society, they're two very different things.
mm,
And the philosophy of any theology is beautiful, and there's a lot you can get out of it. But when it's all this like condemnation, brimstone and hellfire, shame, 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 guilt, 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 you end up with people who are super repressed and super fucked up, you know?
yeah. Were you raised like a Christian or Catholic?
Not at all. My mom said
No.
if you have love in your heart, you have God in your heart, and that's it. And I've
Oh,
always I've always agreed with that. I was allowed to find my own kind of spiritual beliefs. So,
right on. Now you said you
yeah.
had this was one client, so you had three clients. You said.
Yeah, I had a few. Like with him, I saw the good and the bad. Um, because he went around telling everyone that I was his very serious girlfriend, right? So I'd
This
walk
sounds
into a
very
cup
familiar to Jason.
right before Jason, right? Right before. So I'd walk into like a kava bar and they'd go, "Are you dating that little weird Canadian guy?" And I'm like, "No." And I was like, "You know what? You tell them I'm your mommy and I punish you. I have no shame in that. Tell them that." He goes, "Of course, mommy. I'm sorry, mommy." So I had to eventually I just disengaged from him. Same way I
Mhm.
had to do with Jason. I was like, I can't deal with you anymore. I just can't be a part of this because what did he do? He went on for with Jason. It was that he went on YouTube and said I might have AIDS and that's why I
AIDS,
won't have
yeah,
sex with
everybody
him.
remembers.
And
Yeah,
I was
it's like
like,
so fucked up.
we're done, dude. We're done, dude. I don't want anything to do with you now. Because I've always had those very, same conversations with him. These are the boundaries. This is what's going on. I was like, if it's good for your channel to have a girl on, to have a girlfriend, I was like, then we'll do that for your channel. I'm totally here to support you. I want you to earn money. I feel like, with these disabilities, it's not so easy. My roommate has disabilities. He has a very hard time earning a living. So I thought what Jason was doing was cool and like good for him at first.
Yeah, but you learn if you're with Jason long enough, you learn that the disabilities only go so far. He
Fucking A.
he, the rest of it was all taught to him by his mom. His
You know,
mom trained him to be that way.
that makes sense. That makes sense. See, I never really got to know Jane. I've
Oh,
only heard stories.
oh.
All I know is she didn't want him sharing his yogurt with me. And I
If
was
you got
okay
to
with that.
know
I didn't want any.
uh, if you got to know Jane, the first thing she would teach you, being a part of the family, is to scout out the biggest fountain that has the most nickels and dimes that you could dive into.
That's fucked.
Yeah,
That's fucked,
that's
dude.
like she trained Jason to basically extort anybody you can, and it doesn't factor in that they're Jewish, but like it you know, like that's how he trained. That's how he was trained was. And speaking of which, right? So today's December 10th,
Hmm.
and it came up on my memory on my phone. The last time I saw Jason was December 10th of 2019 in
Oh
LA
shit.
Fitness on Yamato. So hold on one second. I'll share this so that everybody
Yeah.
can see. Hold on, screen two. Let's see, dark. We'll just do that one. Do that.
Oh shit.
Just when I thought my morning couldn't get any worse.
That beard. Impressive. Nice.
I don't know if you could hear any of that.
No, I didn't hear anything.
I'll play it. So he called me McCluck.
Mc- Why do I remember that? Why
It's
do I
not
know?
because it got posted somewhere, but
I,
I'll put it in the so everybody can hear the actual audio of it. But
okay.
that's the last time, December 10th, 2019. It came up as a memory today. The stars align. You're on. I got a memory of Jason. It's like wow.
That makes sense. 5 fucking years, dude. It's been a while. It's been a long time.
When's the last
Um,
time you spoke to him? Five
the
fucking
last time,
years.
yeah, I've seen, I've seen him twice. I've seen him. No, I probably saw him a couple times right after I kind of stopped dealing with him. He would pop up at the kava bar, but we wouldn't talk. He would go one direction. I'd sit there and mind my business, and he would just avoid me, which I
Was
would
this after
totally.
the AIDS comment? Like you just
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah, absolutely. And after the podcast, which I think he was upset about too, but I'll never know because I don't remember talking to him after. Um, and then I ran into him at the casino. I had a gig working with the knife thrower at a casino down in Pompano, and he was there with his mom at the coin slots when I walked by.
I want to hear this. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Oh no, I was just like, "Hey Jason," and he acted like he was like uh and just kind of had like he looked like he was about to break down. So I was like, "All right, nice to see you." And Jane waved at me. I didn't know if she knew who I was or not, but that was a short and brief interaction. The next time I saw him was at Publix, and he was pushing carts, and he acted like he didn't even know me, and I was like,
Question, real
"Cool."
quick. When you saw Jane, was she like hot wiring the slots machines, trying to get money out of them?
She was awful low on the slot. She was awful low. I don't know. Maybe I thought she maybe was like osteoporosis, like maybe she had shrunk a lot. She looked real small, real frail. Poor thing.
Oh my god.
Poor thing.
Yeah.
But after that, it's fucked up. It's like after the artist died that I worked with,
Hmm.
um, part of the reason that I said yes to Jason because he had been asking to hang out for years, but he asked everybody. He asked
Hmm.
literally everybody. It wasn't like it was targeted at me.
Hmm.
But I had just lost my mentor, lost my job, basically. Like things were just stressful. And I was like, you know what? Sure. Why not? And I go to the gym with him. I'm like, why not? I'll check out a gym. And he's like, do you mind if I film it? They really like it when there's a girl in my videos. And I was like, yeah, sure, whatever. I had
Hmm.
on my friend's sweatpants that he lent me, because I do massage therapy and I used to do it for him and his wife. I used to go over and do massage for them. And I must have been wearing like work clothes or something that was uncomfortable. So he's like, here, take a pair of old sweats. And they were hideous and like oversized. And they had like the little lint, like balls on the inside because they were so old and worn, you know?
Mm.
And that's what I ended up on camera with after, that was my introduction to the
And your
Genova
life
verse.
was changed forever.
Forever. Forever,
Like
dude.
once you're in this, you never get out of it.
No, and I'm okay with that. I was
Oh
actually, I
yeah.
think one of the greatest compliments I've ever received, probably the greatest compliment I've ever received, is that I was the first person or only person to successfully navigate the warm piss water of Lake Crespa.
Female.
And that,
First
yes, yeah,
female.
yeah, yeah. Successfully navigate the warm piss waters of Lake Crespa. And I've never been more proud of anything I've accomplished in my life. That is,
You're just doing the backstroke.
that is up there. Yeah, absolutely. I'm sure, my family would be proud.
Oh yeah, for sure. Like life
No,
achievements, when they look at you, like
you're,
navigating Lake Kresma is up there as like
It's like I'm the black sheep, obviously. All my family are
Right.
like politicians and news anchors, and like they're doing shit, right?
Right.
But I was the artist, I was the creative. I was I wasn't good at school. I sucked at fucking school. I didn't pay attention. Um, and I didn't even know really what I wanted to
You
do.
bring up a good point. Every other, well, there's only been Diana Maybrook. Her life is destroyed. Um, I think other than that, everybody else that was a female, there's nobody. I can't really think of anybody else other than Diana Maybrook. But she did it to herself, though.
Really?
She tried to fight the trolls. You can't
Oh, I
fight a
would
female.
never. No, because
Yeah.
I mean, I like them. I mean, seriously, like no joke.
No matter
Like,
what they do or say, it's never gonna stop or go away. So just let them have
no,
their space, and we all learned that. Like I used to like go back and forth with ones that took it a little too far, but then I learned the fact like out of sight, out of mind. Just let them do what they want to do,
yeah.
and it is what it is. But like she was actively trying to fight them back, and that never goes well.
Well, if you have like, I mean, luckily or unluckily, because, my professional life had kind of like tanked at that moment when Sarah died. I worked as an
Hmm.
art dealer for years. I was at like Art Basel, Art Palm Beach. I was at the Chicago Art Expo. We were going to go to China that year and go to Art Basel out there. So I was working as an artist assistant, right? And I did everything for her from order her supplies to get her stuff framed to package it and do art shipping and wrote and negotiated all of her contracts. Like it was a serious gig. Um, but I don't even think they could fuck that up, honestly, because they're artists, like I think it would just add to the lore of the artists that I
Right.
was working with.
Any kind of
So
publicity is good publicity.
absolutely, absolutely. I agree. I mean, look at Bad Baby,
Hmm.
right? Danny Bergoli
Yeah.
or whatever, the Catch Me Outside girl.
Yeah. Exactly.
She's made, dude, I wish, I'm happy
Bad
for
Barbie,
Danny.
right? Isn't it Bad
That
Barbie?
baby.
Is it
But
Baby?
it is, it's Bad Baby. But
I'm
anyway,
not hot in the streets, so I don't know a lot of the lingo.
well, I know because I met her. She came to the Kava bar years
Mm,
ago and threw ice cream at my roommate's mother. You can see the video of it on YouTube. It's so random.
really?
But yeah, the owner of Kava Sutra and I both were big fans, and everyone else hated her. And I think part of what made me a big fan of hers was that she was an underdog. And I would go on Facebook or whatever, because Facebook was hot at the time, and there would
Mm,
be grown men talking about how, she's going to be dead in 5 years and all this kind of fucked up shit. And I'm like, she's 14. She's
yeah.
14, dude. It's kind of
Yeah.
dark. It's kind of weird. It'd be different if it was trolls on the internet, but these are like guys I know from school and like from the neighborhood. They just sounded so hateful and like jealous and gross. And I was
Right.
like, that's fucking disappointing, dude.
Didn't she turn into like a rap career?
Yeah. And she's like
Right.
number one on OnlyFans, I think. She's fucking killing it.
I don't
And I
listen
don't,
to a lot of the I don't a lot of the new rap. Like I'm '90s Wu Tang. Like
oh,
36
fuck
Chambers
yeah.
is my thing. So like
Oh my
all
God,
the new stuff,
absolutely.
I really like. I have a younger brother who lives in Delray who does a podcast in Delray, and a lot of time
Really?
I get in his car and it's like mumble rap playing, and I'm like, what the fuck is this? And he's like, that's what's hot in the streets, yo. And I'm like, okay.
Hot in the streets is such a, I've never said that, and I'm taking that from my lexicon, dude. Hot in the streets, bro. That's dope. I still use old slang and shit. But I try to keep up with what's cool right now. I want to know. Like my mom was like that. She always, when I was a teenager, I went to live with my brother for a little bit, right? Because I
Mm,
wanted to start school because I was a shitty student. My older brother, who was like, um, 18 years older than me, I always looked up to him. He was a good student and he did everything right. And he ended up being a CPA. He was like an econ major. Uh, I went to live with him for a year because I wanted to get into ninth grade started on the right foot, having that little bit of like um, good student support. Because my mom was 60 something. She wasn't like sitting there doing my homework with me. So I went up there. Oh, fuck. What the fuck even made me start telling you this story? I'm sorry. I lost my train of thought.
it's all good. It's
Fucking
the good drugs
stupid.
in you.
Yeah, all the good drugs, all the good tea.
There you go. So
I'm
where are you
allergic
at
to.
now? Where are you at in South Florida? Are you in Delray? Where are you at?
I'm in Lake Worth. I'm in Lake Worth, not
That's
too
where
far
actually
from
Lenny was
Delray.
living.
Really? I thought he was in Delray. He was in Lake Worth?
His mom's townhouse is in Lake Worth.
Like West Lake Worth? He wasn't like near downtown, right?
I think it was near the off the 95.
Really?
Hmm.
I had no idea we were neighbors. Practically
Yeah.
neighbors. Fuck, man. When I heard about him passing, I was I was
That's what
taken
I
back.
what that's what all this started with these. Like this was supposed to be with him because he gave me the name, the modern day Winston Churchill, in
Yeah.
episode 30 of the podcast, and it just stuck. I have many nicknames to the shows: McCuck, horrible, worst genetics of any species. The list goes on and on and on. But um, he gave me that name, and this was supposed to be with him, and it
Fuck.
started. The conversation started in August. And then I said, because I'm not in South Florida, so I said, my brother does the podcast down in Delray. He has a studio. When I get down there, we can do episodes. And the first thing he said to me is like, we got to get PJ on. So I was like, okay, cool. And then Hurricane Helene, and then Milton, and we couldn't get scheduling right. And then we found out on October 10th, which is 10/10, that like he's gone. And it was like, none of the guys have heard me cry except for Andrew. Now he can use that as like blackmail against me, but like when we talk, because the way we found out, I was doing an Instagram live, and then a lot of the trolls would come in and say they do R.I.P. Brad, R.I.P. Jay,
Uh-huh.
and it's like a
Yeah.
common thing that they do, like, oh,
Oh no,
R.I.P.
I've seen it.
Cynthia,
Yeah.
died on her crack pipe or something, something
Yeah,
stupid.
exactly. Of
So
course.
then I was like, whatever. And they're like, no, Andrew Clore is on YouTube doing a live right now, and he's saying that Lenny passed. I'm like, yeah, wait a second. So like, I stopped my live. I went over to YouTube, and I see Andrew Clore doing his live. And always when something happens in these universe, I get a phone call from Andrew or Brad, and nobody had called me. So
Yeah.
I said, all right, I ended my shit. I called Andrew, and he was like, no, I don't. He's like, I have no idea. I asked Brad. He's like, I have no idea. And then like Andrew's like, let me go start doing some digging. And then he came back like a half an hour later. He's like, I think it's actually true. And I'm like,
Fuck, dude.
yeah,
Because he's the kind of person that like he'd be in and out of the hospital, whatever. Like,
all the
if,
time.
and so you just think it's like my roommate. My roommate has epilepsy. He wakes up in the hospital. He'll have a seizure somewhere in the middle of the road. Wake up in the hospital. Like I can't. To me, it's just such a regular thing. Like, oh, okay, when can I pick him up? Like when is he going to be home? When are they going to discharge him? You don't think
Yeah.
that it's going to be the last time ever.
None of us weren't like, we weren't surprised. Like we've all been waiting, like, because Lenny was such in bad, poor health. Like only like people that spoke to him so much, like Kalora, his friend Mike Tits. That's not his real last name.
I love
Um,
that.
like me, Andrew, I think spoke to him from time to time. Like we knew the severity of how bad. Like diabetes is a word he would never want to say because it was cookie cutter. But like he was diabetic, and like there's times I visited him when he was in Northwest Medical in Margate,
Hmm.
and I was like, I look at his legs, and I'm like, Lenny, you're gonna lose these fucking legs. And he was
Yeah.
like, I'm retaining too much water. I'm like, dude, you like trying to, and everybody knows this, so I'm not talking shit about him, but like no
No,
matter like
not at all.
what everybody, we would try to knock sense into him, like you got to take care of yourself, not for yourself, but you're very important to a lot of people out there in this universe. For
That part.
Christ's sake, when he died, he was on the
New
New
York
York
Post.
Post cover,
Yeah.
not the cover, but he
Everyone
was in the New
knows
York
him.
Post, right?
Everyone knows Lenny.
So,
Everyone.
and he reminded me of my uncle that I lost. That was like a father figure to me. He always reminded me of my uncle that I had lost. So, except for the whole tranny thing, my uncle was gay, but like Lenny and they shared like traits of each other. Like, so it was
That's
just,
so. Oh, the
yeah,
irony that he died on 10/10,
I
and
know.
that's like,
Well, he
yeah.
didn't. He didn't die on 10/10. We found
Okay,
out
we
on
found
10/10.
out. You found out.
Right.
Okay.
But that's again
All
the
I can
stars
hear is
aligning. It was like of
the
all
10/10/10.
days,
Yeah.
it's that day.
Yeah.
And that's the way this weird like the piss works, right? It throws
Yeah.
zingers at you, and and only people like you and me and others in this will understand that.
Absolutely. It's like an
You know,
acid
like
trip. Have you ever tripped on acid?
no, I
Okay, cool.
haven't. No, but I've like
Mushrooms?
what you
Anything?
no, not
No.
edibles. Like that's my thing is
Okay.
edibles.
I feel like
Like I
that's
stick to
different.
edibles. I'm lightweight, so like
That's
microdosing on edibles is fine enough for me.
it's perfect for you. I
Yeah, I've
understand.
never done
Well,
hard narcotics. I've been around people that have done hard narcotics, stuff like that.
no,
But
that shit's
me, I just stick to the edibles.
gnarly. Because to me, like acid, mushrooms, ecstasy, like those are like fun drugs, right? But
Right.
I have three rules in my life, and they're the only rules I follow. No crack, no heroin, no married men, ever. Just three things I don't
Yeah.
do at
Good
all.
stick to that. Yeah.
Just don't. You just don't. Like I've had friends who started doing heroin, and I'm like, who starts doing heroin? Like it never goes well. It never goes well.
I did the
Like
dishes today. I did laundry. Let me do the heroin.
let me do the heroin. No, it doesn't make any fucking sense to me. Who starts smoking crack? I mean, like in this day, right? In 2025, who the fuck decides I'm going to start smoking crack and doing heroin? That's insane to me. And I do know from friends I've seen it happen to that it's the people they're around and it becomes normalized to them. It's something, you know, maybe they're taking X or maybe they do a little blow or something and
Mm.
then somebody tells them this is just it's just like that. Just do this, but you just don't. The first time I ever saw someone do crack was the first night I ever did ecstasy. I was 13. It was my sister's birthday party. She was 15 or turning 15. Everyone's on ecstasy. We're having a fucking blast. There's like a pool. We're chilling. We're being goofy. She's on Xanax. I have a picture of us
Um,
all somewhere where she has black mascara tears running down her face, and the rest of us are standing around her like, and having the best time. And this girl, Corey, was there, and we're outside. It was at an apartment complex, and there were these two like little Mexicans, like little Chico dudes, and they were like, "You want to smoke? You want to smoke weed?" And us being young and stupid, we were like, "Yeah, whatever." So we're smoking weed, and like a joint, and that was fine, nothing wrong with the joint. But they pull out a crack pipe, and yo, dead ass, and go to pass it to me, and I was like, "No, no, I'm good, no, thank you." And this girl, she's like 15 or 16, she takes the fucking crack pipe and just casually hits it like she's hitting a ball. And I just remember I'm high on ecstasy. I'm high out of my 13-year-old brain is high as fuck. And I know not to take the fucking crack pipe, dude. And
the
my only
13
other
knew better.
dude, 100%, 100%. You just
Hmm.
don't do it. It doesn't work out for people. We've all seen the movies. We've all heard
Right.
the stories. You just don't fucking do it. And I remember another time I was leaving my apartment and this guy, he's driving an SUV like a Jeep Cherokee, dressed really nice, looks like he just left church. He's like, "Hey, do you have a flyer? I mean, not flyer. Do you have a business card? I'm collecting business cards. I'm doing some promoting in the area." I was like, "Okay, cool. Yeah, yeah. Let me grab you one." So I give him a business card. Like, "Nice to meet you." You know, I didn't ask much because I'm getting ready to leave. I don't want to stand there and have a talk with what seems like a salesman, but I wanted to support a young man trying to like make something happen for himself, right?
Right.
So we take off at the same time. He's in front of me. I had just gotten in my car. I was getting in my car when he approached me. And we're going down the road and he's in front of me. He stops his car, gets out. I'm like, "Oh, maybe he's going to give me a flyer or some information or whatever." And he gets out and he goes, "Hey, do you party?" And I was like, "No." And he was like, "Well, I wanted to give you something." And I'm like, "Well, if you're just giving shit away." And I put my hand out and he just
He's like,
put
does this
a,
smell like chloroform?
no, I'm chloroform could never take me out. GHB could
That's
never
right.
take me out. Xanax could never take me out. All that shit makes me violent and Hulk strong, dude.
There you go.
So good fucking luck, dude.
So what did he give you?
He just put a lone crack rock into my hand, and I was like, "Oh, no, 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 no. Take that." I was like, "I don't even know what to do with that. Please take that. Give it to somebody who needs it." I thought he was going to give me weed or something. Like,
Wow.
innocent me thinking it was just marijuana.
Well,
Um,
nowadays, like a lot of those stories you said about like the crack pipes, of like if it was now, the danger is higher because of everything's laced with
fentanyl and
fentanyl.
shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's way scarier. I have a niece. She's 18 now, and I'm constantly, she's going to raves and she's going to parties, and I'm like, I'm
Mm.
the cool auntie, right? So I'm the one that if you get too drunk and you don't want to tell your dad, you call me. I'm gonna come take care of it. I'll pick you up. Everything's gonna be fine. But she told me, she's like, "Oh, I did coke the other night and I lost my shit from
Mm.
basically a stranger at some club or whatever. And I'm like, dude, are you out of your fucking mind? She's like, I know. And I was like, dude, oh, I want to kill you. I was like, I want to kill you, bring you back and kill you all over again. But thankfully she's okay. And she's a very smart girl. She doesn't make stupid decisions. She's
She
cool as
calls you
shit.
why? Because she was having a bad reaction. Like
No,
what was?
no, she didn't call me because of that. She told me later when we were hanging out. Like, it'd probably been like a
Uh,
month. She was like, "Oh, I didn't tell you," and she told me, and I was like, she was already like, "I know it's stupid. I shouldn't have done it. It didn't do anything. It was dumb." And I was like, "Yeah, yeah, all of the above, dude. Please don't
almost
ever."
like confession, you know.
A little bit, yeah, absolutely. But before, I do want to tell you, I do have two more dominatrix stories that I think
Oh,
are good.
I was gonna go back to that. I was gonna go full circle, come
I'm
back like a circle of
circling,
life,
yeah,
but you gotta
I'm
go for it.
circling back. So, like I said, I'm kind of like an amateur dom. I haven't had like a shit ton of clients. I worked at a dungeon for a little bit, the only dungeon in South Florida. I was like a apprentice, and it's the only dungeon in South Florida with like a full adult nursery with like adult baby clothes and like a
Holy
crib.
shit!
Yeah, that shit was cool as fuck, honestly. It was really neat.
Wow.
She invested a lot of money into this space. It was really cool. I had one baby client. He was probably 6'4", like 400 something pounds, huge guy. And she had clothes for him. He wanted to be treated like a baby, put in a diaper, which involved change. I was the apprentice, so I'm just kind of standing back watching, right? Change the diaper, apparently change shitty diapers, which I was like, I don't think I could do that. I don't see myself doing that. And she's like, it's like cleaning up after your dog. Like you just have to get in your head. And I was like, shit is a no for me, dude. But she was like, okay, I'm gonna leave you with the babysitter. So this man is 400, he's huge, and I'm sitting on the edge of the bed, and I told him I was like, come sit on my lap. And so he sits on my lap, and she took a picture of us, and you could just see my like compared to him because my legs are pretty strong, pretty muscular, but under
Right.
him they looked like two sticks sticking out from between his legs. He's sitting on my lap, and I'm bouncing him on my knee. And I'm reading him a bedtime story and I'm playing with puppets and I'm like making puppet voices and like he's just laughing and cooing and rolling around in the crib. And yeah, and I read him a story and then he was like, cuddle, cuddle, I want to cuddle. So I was like, okay, so we cuddled and that was the end.
Question, and this just came into my head. Like, what does this
Yeah.
all like cost? What's is it an hourly rate?
It is. It's well, and then there's like you add on tax if like there's like a shitty diaper tax, right? So it's 350, right? It's like it's 350 an hour. That's the minimum. And if you're a first time client, it's 2 hours minimum. And that weeds out a lot of like shitty people. There's also like a whole application you have to fill out. There's like a questionnaire you have to fill out. I could send it to you if you want to see it,
Do
what
you
it
have to
looks
go through
like.
like references, like a work
You
application?
do. You do have to have references
Wow.
of other DOMs and or other sex workers, anyone who could vouch for you that can speak on your behalf. If you
Oh,
don't
wow.
have that, then they go through different levels of like they find other ways to verify you. You have to give them then your like your Facebook, your social media. I have to see like who you are. There's no sex. You're not allowed to come in the dungeon. Like you're not allowed to nut in that vicinity. There's another tax for that, which some people are willing to pay if they're like, if you're, I don't know, it's just like, it's illegal, right? So that's the number one thing. She was very strict about that kind of stuff, which I was like totally cool with. I don't want to see anyone's dick. I don't want to see anybody like jerking off or coming anywhere.
Right.
That ain't it. It's all about the fantasy and it's all about the fetish. It's not about sex. And I would tell these guys if they ever said something inappropriate like that, there is a whole bunch of girls on the internet who will do that for you. I'm not one of them. So if
Right.
that's what you're looking for, call them, dude, because that's not what I'm here
Yeah.
for. And another guy that wanted me to trample him. It was me and another girl. He hired two girls, and we would jump off of a dining room table with her. I'm holding her on my back, like she's hanging on my back like a back, when you lift someone up.
Yeah.
And we're standing on the dining room table, and we jump down onto his stomach and just like He's fully clothed, jeans on, t-shirt on, just getting
Wow.
trampled. And yeah, so much fun. I love those jobs. But the actually, I'm sorry, three personal others that I worked with. The first one was my friend's ex-boyfriend. They were like an open couple. They were into all those swingers clubs and stuff like that. And the funny thing is, or the ironic thing is for me, outside of this type of work, like the dom work,
Right.
I am pretty asexual. I don't find anyone sexually attractive. And somebody
Right.
was like, "What do you mean by that?" And I was like, "You're a guy, right?" He goes, "Yeah." And I said, "You could see a good looking guy and be like, that's a good looking guy." He goes, "Yeah." I'm like, "But you don't want to fuck him." He goes, "Exactly." And I was like, "That's how I
Right.
feel. I feel that way about everybody." So I'm like fully off I'm fully retired, fully off the market, fully done with that for
You're
at this
off the
point in my
market.
life.
Yeah.
100% off
Yeah.
the
Very
sexual
good. Yeah.
marketplace. I'm off the sexual marketplace. But
So
so
there'll never be like a rekindling of your love with Jason and a marriage and kids and.
no, I think he ruined that for me. He single-handedly ruined love for me.
I think when you say somebody has AIDS on a public platform, I think the relationship comes to an end.
Absolutely, absolutely. So this my friend's boyfriend, she wanted to hire me to do a dom session for him. I told her how much. I gave her a discount too, 'cause she's a friend, and I think I said like 250 or 225 or something. And she was like, "Ah, no." She didn't want to spend the money. So they
Mm.
break up. Probably a year later, he reaches out to me. So I said, "Sure." He was another one that liked to call me mommy, and he wanted to like suck a strap on and like get a bunch of stuff stuck in his butt, right? He wanted me to just like put different things in his ass, going from like
Mm.
little to big, which
Like
was
lost
easy.
and found kind of like scenario.
No one's digging it out, you know, but
Mm.
like I would just insult him and like push on it with my foot or whatever. Make him crawl around on the floor in circles, and he would beg me to kiss him, beg me, and I would just be mean to him because that wasn't going to happen, you know? And I would
Mm.
threaten to leave, and I would threaten to leave him tied up, and I would tell him I was going to leave him out on the porch, and all his neighbors were going to see him, you know, and what a fucking sissy, slut boy he is, and all that kind of stuff. So eventually I had to cut him off because I don't know if this was part of his game, but he used to like to text me, ask if I was busy. I would say yes or no. If I'm not busy, can you come over? Sure. What time should I be there? Oh, well, I have friends in town. Okay, why are you texting me? Well, I was thinking maybe we could do it outside or in the car. And I'm like, that's definitely not gonna fucking happen. And I only have $100. Dude, don't fucking text me. Like, and he would do this all the time, and I feel like it was part of his game. But I don't
Yeah.
like that game. I don't like
Yeah.
brats. I don't like that shit. I like to be
It's
very
also like a
like
waste of time too, right? I mean, like this is
super
this
because they're
is
getting what they want for free.
right.
That's what they want. They want me to
Right.
tell them how stupid they are and how wrong they are and how much they suck.
There
And
you
they're
go.
getting all of that emotional labor for nothing, and I get nothing out of it.
Right.
So then I had this guy who came into the kava bar, very good looking guy. He looked like Kevin Federline with a limp, if you can
Mm.
picture that. You remember Kevin Federline? Britney Spears' first husband.
Oh, I was thinking. I went somewhere else. I thought somebody else. Yes, he. Yeah, white boy.
Yeah,
Yeah,
white
yeah, yeah.
trash,
Gotcha.
like Florida
Yeah.
boy. Yeah. So he limps because he's been shot 5 times.
Nice.
This guy comes into the bar, approaches me one day. He's kind of flirting with me, and I'm not interested. So I'm like, well, I am a massage therapist, and I was like, you look like you need work, which I am a traditional massage therapist as well. What I specialize in is femdom massage. If I had it my way, that's the only kind of femdom I would do. You're getting a regular massage, you're lying face down, ass up. I might tickle, I might scratch, I might incorporate BDSM elements into it. I might smother you or whatever. Like, people like different shit. But I like it to have that massage base because that's where I feel the most comfortable. But
Sweet.
so he hired me for massage. He's still flirting with me, and I was like, "Well, I am a dominatrix." And then you throw that out there, kind of like half joking. Uh-huh. Yep. And then they hit you up and they're like, "Yo, what you said earlier, what can you tell me more about that?" And I'm like, "Yeah, sure." So I get to his fucking house. Good looking guy, makes great money, young guy. Weirdest fucking guy I've ever fucking met. Ever.
Mm.
Weirder than any maniac. weirder than Jason, weirder than fucking anybody I've ever met.
Mm.
He
Like
had
Buffalo
sent
Bill weird?
a little bit. He had sent me pictures of sex toys that he had,
Mm.
and when I got there, he didn't have them. And he's like, "Oh, I get impulsive and I throw them out." And I'm like, "That's weird, but okay."
A
But
waste
he
of
wanted
money
me to,
too.
yeah, right? Yeah, yeah, exactly. He wanted me to peg him. He wanted me to put something in his ass, so he didn't have any sex toys. So he brings a screwdriver, right? So I'm put a condom on the screwdriver. I'm putting it in his ass. He's throwing it back. He's watching sissy hypnosis porn, which I had never watched. I've heard of it, but never.
Sissy hypnosis. What is
Hypnosis
that?
porn. It is exactly what it sounds like. It's like the screen is just constantly oscillating between different porn, like different porn, a lot of trannies and a lot of like transgender people. I'm sorry, that was,
Who cares?
you know,
Say,
I
say
do.
it the way you want to say it.
But yeah, a lot of them, a lot of the girls, right?
Uh,
And he's like, they're telling him like, you're a sissy, you're a fucking bottom, you're a sissy bottom slut boy, and it's like subliminal messaging, and you have headphones on, and you're just like, you want to suck cock, you love to suck cock, like that's what he's
oh
watching
wow.
while I'm sticking
And
the screwdriver in
this
his
is a
ass.
genre on
Of
porn.
yeah, I've never,
My feed is gonna be so messed up now.
you're welcome.
I'm doing it for strictly research purposes. Uh, what happened? Right in the middle of a good story too. All right, technical difficulties in the middle of the screwdriver story.
Of
Go ahead
course.
and finish the screw.
I was
Go
like, we
for
had
it.
about 5 minutes left. I went inside. I was like, we're gonna wrap it up in the next 5 or 10 minutes. Mid screwdriver.
Well, before anything else happens, I want to hear the end of the screwdriver story.
Of course. So I'm putting the screwdriver in his ass. He's throwing it back. I'm insulting his asshole because it looks terrible. It's so long and like jagged. I'm like, dude, what is wrong with your asshole? Why am I not wearing gloves? I should have a hazmat suit on. I'm just like spitting on it and shoving the screwdriver in here. And I'm like, your loose asshole is going to swallow this whole screwdriver. And I'm like, do you have anything else? And so he pulls out a hammer, a big hammer. Damn it, this fucking light, dude. Come on, man. He pulls out.
You said a hammer?
He pulls out this giant hammer, and I put it in his ass with a condom on it. It's long. It's probably a 10-inch handle, wooden handle, condom on it. I'm holding the head of the hammer, and he's just like ramming it into his ass.
That is so disturbing.
It was. and I've seen a lot of shit, dude. I've seen a lot of things. What?
I've seen a lot of shit too, and not like in front of me, but like online, you know,
Dude,
like Faces of Death and the YNC, and you know,
in my face, in front of me. Okay. So then when he gets off the hammer, he puts it in his mouth. Then he looks at me
delicious.
and he goes, it's fucking light, dude. He looks at me and he's like, is there shit in my mouth? And I was like, fuck, if I, like, probably, the fuck, dude? Don't you clean?
Oh, that's so gross.
Don't you clean before you do something like this? Like, don't you do an enema or something? Like,
Yeah.
Don't you have, like, the decency to, like, maybe not eat Mexican before you get a hammer shoved in your ass? I don't know. So he's all, like, grossed out, and he's, like, putting on this big dramatic, I'm grossed out, and he's, like, brushing his teeth and doing all this shit. And then he starts
He asked you to put the toothbrush in there next.
Dude, seriously. And then I'm like, dude, and then I realized he had a tripod set up. He was filming without my consent.
Oh.
Which I had no
wow.
idea. I saw it when I walked by his closet. I'm like, is that a fucking camera? He's like, yeah, but it's pointed at me. It won't see you. I'm like, you know what? I'm not doing anything. I'm fully clothed. I'm standing here. I look cute. Like, nothing's going in my ass. So I have nothing to be ashamed of. but you should tell me if you're gonna fucking film me.
Yeah.
You fucking asshole. So I was like, I gotta go.
Is that video out there any for maybe the Maniacs for strictly research purposes?
Maybe, dude, maybe. I'll find out.
What is it? Sissy what porn?
Sissy hypnosis porn. Look at me like waving the fucking light on so I can see you. But yeah, sissy hypnosis porn. And I was like, all right, I gotta go. And he was like, please don't leave. You can stay here. I'm like, I don't want to be here. I don't want to sleep in your house. And he's like, you can have my bed. I'll sleep on the floor. He's like on his knees begging me. And I was like, no, I want to go home. I want to take a fucking shower. I want to take 3 showers. I want to pull my eyes out with a fork. Like, I am so disgusted.
Wow. I have like so many questions. It's wow. Okay.
Too bad the phone, the light, the whole situation.
No. I mean, we're gonna have to do this at another time. Continue because I have so many questions. I'm probably gonna jot down some notes. Like I'm gonna get like all Dr. Phil on it, and then probably do another one and come back and.
Oh, I would love.
Because this is just like
there's too much.
I mean, to fit this all in an hour.
And exactly. I still have one more guy. There's one that's worse. There's a guy that's even more extreme than this guy, and
really,
he wants me to collect semen. This is his fantasy. He wants me to collect semen from all of the men that I think are better than him and force it into his mouth. And I quote, so he can he can spiral freely into the cuck he knows he's meant to be. And I am the only one, because he has loved me since I met him when he was 18 and he was a virgin, and I guess in his mind rejected him, but I don't know. So much to unpack with that guy, dude.
Oh yeah, that's it. That's where we end it right there. On that one, that's where it gets stopped. Wow.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Cynthia, that is a whole new level of shit that I can't even, like I said, I'm speechless. So that's a whole new level.
My job here is done then.
Your job here is definitely done. Listen, Cynthia, I really appreciate you jumping on. I know we had some technical difficulties, but hopefully I can mesh this all together. And I got to have you back on again and share some of these fucking dark. It's like that series on Vice TV, Dark Side of the Ring. It's like Dark Side of Delray or something.
Absolutely. And you know what? Let me sit down and make some notes too and kind of organize my thoughts and some of the things I want to. I didn't know where this was going to go today, but now I have a good idea as I'm talking.
There's no like script to this. It's kind of just a chat. You know, that's why it's called that. Like you just come on and just. There's no notes. It's not like I had like a thing of like, oh, I'm going to talk to her about the weather, or you know, like.
This fucking light is going to be the end of me. But
all right. Well, I appreciate your time, Cynthia. We got to do it again.
Ditto. Absolutely. We'll definitely do it again. Have a wonderful day.
Last words for the Maniacs.
I fucking love you guys. Never change.
There you go. Thanks, Cynthia.
Bye.
Yes, you can! Just do it! If you're tired of starting over, stop giving up.